Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are taking a look at some awesome battles in the Open Ultra League featuring Shadow SUICUNE. Now these battles were submitted by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. Now Shadow SUICUNE is a pretty interesting pick. It's a pure water type Pokemon, moveset of Snarl, Ice Beam, and Hydro Pump, so it does have some pretty nice coverage. To round out the rest of the squad, this battler is running Giratina Altered and Registeel and went on a pretty impressive run with this team at Legend rank. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at Shadow SUICUNE in the Open Ultra League. Unfortunately, picking up a tough lead in Game 1, as Shadow SUICUNE able to hit for super effective with the Snarls, but both charge moves are resisted, whereas Jellicent can hit back with those neutral Shadow Balls. Going for the Hydro Pump, that's definitely going to be the more efficient move to throw here. Actually does a surprising amount of damage to the XL Jellicent. Very nicely done there. Was trying to get to the Ice Beam to maybe force a shield. Unfortunately lost CMP. And now really has to hope the opponent thinks this is also a Hydro Pump. Able to get the shield. That is very, very nice. And I believe this should be farm down range for Giratina, so my guess is he's going to be letting this go, which he does, and then try to commit to the farm down with Giratina, and hope that with an energy lead, his backline is able to clutch this match. Able to farm all the way down, and the opponent has a Charmer, they have Aromatisse, so this will be tough. Fortunately, has a good response to Charm and Registeel, brings in the Registeel, and the opponent brings out a Melmetal, so this is very doable for Registeel, as Focus Blast hits hard in this match. Able to land the Focus Blast, that does absolutely huge damage. Now Melmetal is going to be building up to the back-to-back superpowers. It's a bait game here. Shields and correctly shields the superpower. That is huge because the subsequent superpowers will be doing less damage. Going to be going for the Flash Cannon right away. The Melmetal is double debuff, so they may be inclined to not shield. Unfortunately, Aromatisse still has a shield and Registeel does not. Registeel will be able to get the shield here, but Aromatisse should be able to get to a move, and that could be tough. Aromatisse able to get to a move. This is going to depend on what move they have. It's Thunderbolt, doesn't quite KO, gets the Registeel very low. Can they charm down? And Registeel on 1 HP gets the Flash Cannon that takes out the Aromatisse, and Registeel closes the game strong. Hopping into the next match against Rise to the Occasion, a fellow content creator and fantastic battler, picking up a really nice lead versus Rise. Rise safe swaps into the Empoleon, and he's able to counter switch with the Giratina Altered. Now, since Rise didn't build up to a Blizzard, he now knows that he just has Dropek. He doesn't have to expend any shields on the Giratina, and if they both play out the zero shield scenario, he should be able to leave with a full Shadow Sneak loaded, as this is a very commanding matchup for Giratina Altered. Able to overfarm, very, very nicely executed, very well timed, and able to leave with a ton of energy. Now Rise comes back in with his own Giratina, but his own Giratina is going to be hit with a lot of Dragon Claws here. First one comes through, second one coming through as well, and this will be getting it below half health. Now Rise's Giratina should be pretty close to a move, brings in the SUICUNE to tank the damage, and we'll have to see what they have in the back. Alright, and it's a Poison Jab, Alolan Muck in the back, so this is looking incredible for Registeel. Hopefully we'll be able to get the shield with the Ice Beam, able to do so, and in comes Registeel, and Registeel is in a commanding position to close this match, as unfortunately Poison Jab, Alolan Muck is pretty terrible against Steel types, as it is applying basically no fast move pressure. And Rise shielding up the Alolan Muck, recognizing that it is probably going to be the win con, but unfortunately, again, with Poison Jab doing nothing versus a Steel type, this battler still does not have to shield the Registeel, and Flash Cannon will be hurting quite a bit. Now, the switch timer should be coming up fairly soon, as the Alolan Muck does throw, so he's definitely going to have to watch for the catch, as Rise may try and sack, and Rise with the very nice catch of the Flash Cannon, very nicely done. Unfortunately, that's not going to be able to save Rise, as Shadow SUICUNE will be able to get to the Ice Beam. You shield up whatever they throw here, ends up going for the Acid Spray, but will be able to get off the Ice Beam and clutch out the win with Shadow SUICUNE. You love to see it. Hopping in the next match All right, leading Shadow SUICUNE into Scrafty. Now, Scrafty would be a disaster for his back line, so he needs to try and do as much damage as possible here, because unfortunately, he's applying absolutely no fast move pressure since Snarl is very, very resisted in this matchup. Now, going straight for the Hydro Pump really needs to land. This will be doing big damage, and that connects and does huge damage there, which is fantastic. And able to get to the Ice Beam there, shields it up. It's an Acid Spray. Whoa, Acid Spray Scrafty. That is wild, but able to take out the Scrafty. That's very nice, able to win switch, and the opponent has a Talonflame. Definitely has to stay in here. And the Talonflame throws. They didn't want to get hit by a move. Opting to spend the shield on the SUICUNE. Oh my. This may prove to be a mistake, as no shields for the backline could be rather difficult. You definitely bring Giratina here. You have to. Registeel has no play against Talonflame, and that's what I'm worried about. Tries to sack on the Brave Bird, unable to do so. It is just a Flame Charge, so it's probably a good thing that that Sacrificial Swap ended up failing. Catches onto the Registeel. Is this the Brave Bird? Oh, and it's the Brave Bird. Beautiful catch. But unfortunately, the opponent has a Politoed in the back, and Politoed can survive a Focus Blast here. So this is not great, as that doesn't even do half. Oh no, things are not looking good. This Politoed has Earthquake. It is going to be taking it out. That does take it out, and now Giratina has a lot of work to do to try and clutch out this match. Fortunately, Scrafty is dead, but man, this is going to be very difficult. Maybe if you're the Giratina, do you try and commit to the farm down here? The opponent not letting him commit to the farm down, making a very smart decision to switch out. Needs the 3 Dragon Claws here, and I don't believe they're going to be able to get to the 3 that they need. That's 2, and they get to the move. So a very close game there, but not quite able to get the job done. All right, hopping to the next match here. All right, against Lucky Ramen. Now that's a name. All right, leading Shadow SUICUNE into Melmetal. Now, this matchup is definitely going to be bait dependent. If he can land the Hydro Pump, he should be in a pretty good spot, as his Shadow Hydro Pump will be doing a lot to Melmetal. All right, going straight for it. Come on, please. I want to see this land. Come on. No, they shielded. That is heartbreaking. You hate to see it. And basically, just going to let the Shadow SUICUNE go, as it's basically done its job. Oh, and they throw. Okay, this kind of works out. They were worried about them getting to the Hydro Pump, and they're still able to get there. So Shadow SUICUNE able to actually potentially win the 1 shield here. Oh, it just doesn't KO. Oh, that is heartbreaking. Now the opponent's going to save switch into their Cresselia, and by giving up switch, their Cresselia is now switch locked into a Registeel, which is a really, really rough matchup for Cresselia. Going straight for the Flash Cannon. This is a pretty slow matchup, as these are both 2 incredibly tanky Pokemon, but Registeel does win the war of attrition, as Registeel just doesn't care about any charge move from Cresselia, as they're all going to be resisted, and 3 Flash Cannons should just about be taking it out combined with the lock-on damage, but the opponent switches into the Melmetal in an attempt to snipe. They go for the superpower, and now brings in the Giratina and able to Shadow Claw down. Very nicely done. Cresselia saved a move. So this opponent is playing very well. Able to hit for the super effective with the Moonblast, but he's farming up a ton. Farming up a bunch of extra energy on the Giratina, going for the Shadow Sneak there. That takes them out, and it's his Shadow Swampert in the back. So if the opponent had maintained alignment, they would have been able to win the match, but they gave up alignment, and that is going to cost them here, as Giratina does very well against Shadow Swampert. Shields the Earthquake! What a shield! Oh my, and I believe that the Giratina should still be out of Hydro Cannon range here. Believe this is just a Hydro Cannon. They live it, and able to Shadow Claw down and get the win. So a big misplay by the opponent, able to take advantage. Hopping to the next match, SUICUNE into Sirfetch'd. Now this is Not the best for the backline either. Going to save switch into the Giratina. Unfortunately, Night Slash hurts quite a bit there, and now the opponent bringing in a Politoed. Now, my guess is since they're bringing in the Politoed, it probably does have Blizzard, so this will be a very delicate bait game. Do you shield this? Do you call it? Shields it. They have Earthquake. Wow. I am surprised. I guess it makes sense that they did want to chip them before bringing in the Earthquake Politoed, but now that he knows it's Earthquake, he can survive an Earthquake from this range, so he doesn't have to shield this. As you can see, doesn't have to respect the Earthquake, and they bait! Oh man, what a call! And now can apply a ton of pressure with Dragon Claw and able to win switch. It's very nice. Unfortunately, a Surfetched with shield advantage is basically always terrifying, but the opponent brings in Talonflame, so basically, Registeel is looking like it's completely useless in this match, which is really rough, but catches back onto the Suicune. I like this play. Catching the Flame Charge where it's resisted, bait back out the Surfetched. Okay. Hopefully, should be able to survive this. Ooh, that would have hurt. That would have hurt. I changed my mind halfway through, able to get the shield with the Ice Beam. Come on, I believe they should get outpaced here, but they were trying to farm down. So another Ice Beam coming through. This will be doing a nice chunk of damage. Gets the second shield. Come on. Okay, now I think you have to bring in Registeel here. You have to get some usefulness out of Registeel, and they're going to bring in the Registeel. You just have to get to a move. Let's see what they have. And it's just the Night Slash. They bring back in the Talonflame and aggressively switching into the Giratina. Very nice play there. And they throw. Flame Charge here. It is the Flame Charge. They live and they're able to get the Dragon Claw. Okay, this is big. This is big. This Dragon Claw here gets them very low. Now they just need to lock on down the Talonflame and they're able to do it. And now they just need to get to a move versus the Surfetched. Now Surfetched does have a move, but as we've seen, they only have the Night Slash, whereas he's able to go for the Focus Blast, and that is going to be able to take out the Surfetched as the timer goes down. My goodness, what a way to end the first set. Whew. That game was stressful. Hopping into the next match here, picking up a pretty rough lead in Galvantula. Gonna save switch into Registeel, bait out an Umbreon. Umbreon seems to be a very odd choice, as I can't imagine Umbreon likes to eat Focus Blasts, and they don't. So if this is their best response to a Registeel, should be in a pretty good spot. Winning switch would be huge here because Galvantula gets absolutely walled by Giratina. So I think playing for switch is definitely a high priority in this match, as winning it will be very important. Umbreon deciding to give up switch, playing out the Zero Shield. This is massive. They bring back in the Galvantula. That makes sense. And you know what? This is fine. You fully let this go. Registeel has done its job in winning your switch. A bunch of lag there, unfortunately. Hopefully can get to the move before they're able to Volt Switch down, which is nice. Gets the shield. Oh, this is even better. Oh, this Galvantula farmed up all this energy, and it's completely useless versus Giratina. They have Clefable, and now it's up to Shadow Suicune. So unfortunately, it makes sense why they brought in Umbreon, because Umbreon somehow was their best response to a Registeel. Now Clefable gets to a move, shielding it up, needs to get some damage off, if at all possible, and going to be able to hit the Ice Beam. Now Ice Beam will not be taking it out, but we're doing a nice chunk of damage here, and ooh, it's still not in range where one Shadow Sneak takes it out. So unfortunately, Giratina is going to be eating a lot of charm damage trying to take out this Clefable. They get it low, and they aggressively switch in the Galvantula. Galvantula probably just goes straight. They go for a discharge. I definitely don't agree with that play, because lunge, you would be lowering the amount of damage that you would be outputting to the Galvantula. Going straight discharge feels like a mistake by the opponent for sure. As here, because the Shadow Claws aren't debuffed, he's going to be able to farm all the way down and leave with a move to throw at Clefable. So the opponent with a big misplay endgame, and since this Shadow Sneak isn't debuffed, it takes out Clefable, and that's the game. So I guess maybe they had cross poison, but either way, if they had lunge, a big mistake by the opponent and able to take advantage. Hopping to the next match, picking up a pretty nice matchup versus Swampert. Of course, you have to watch for the Earthquake. Earthquake would be pretty rough. You can survive it, but do you really want to? Shields it up, and it's a bait. Oh, that's heartbreaking. That is so rough. Going for the Hydro Pump, trying to do maximum damage, and gets the shield. Now I'm going to save switch into Giratina, and unfortunately met with a Snorlax. This is not what you want to see when you're a Shadow Claw Giratina. It is a pretty close match if the Snorlax is running Body Slam and Superpower, but the Snorlax is able to win it. These Dragon Claws do chunk, but man, so do these licks. These licks really start to add up. Snorlax going for a move. The Snorlax is actually running Earthquake. That's not something you see every day. That's very cool. So Snorlax should be able to take this pretty comfortably because they have the Earthquake. They should just be able to throw one Earthquake and commit to the farm down and leave with a decent amount of energy. And they actually decide to throw. So not trusting their own ability to farm down there, and now after they throw the energy, able to farm down. I think you bring in the SUICUNE here, bringing in the Registeel, not afraid of the Earthquake there, going to try and commit to the farm down. Oh my. Shields up the Earthquake. This is a little rough because you may be able to farm down here, but and they switch out and they're gonna snipe with the Swampert. That's heartbreaking. Earthquake does huge damage. Registeel holding on. Oh man, this match is being very tough right now. Switching back into the Shadow Suicune, able to get to the Ice Beam. Tried to go for the aggressive lock on down versus the Snorlax, but that ended up being a big mistake. And they have a Registeel in the back. So unfortunately, this is going to be a good game, as without shields, unfortunately, Shadow Suicune just does not output enough damage to overcome a Registeel. So a very frenetic game there. Oh, when they switch on the charge move, they're going to be throwing from the Snorlax, takes him out, and that's going to be a good game. So a very frenetic game there. Tried to find a win con with lock-oning down the Snorlax and was unsuccessful. All right, hopping into the third game here. All right, leading Shadow Suicune into Dragonite. Dragonite, a very interesting pick for the Open Ultra. Come on, can we land the Ice Beam here? Okay, let's see this. Do they know about the Ice Beam? Oh, they do. That's unfortunate. Now going to save switch into Registeel. Dragonite staying in for a while to throw, but Registeel doesn't care about any move that Dragonite throws. Dragon Claw, yeah, that's fine. And now they're going to save swap into Empoleon, maybe trying to catch a Flash Cannon, but they're going to be taking that Focus Blast to the face, and they quit. I mean, to be fair, it was a dire situation, but they definitely had play. But you know what? We take those. All right, hopping into the next match here. And another Jelly lead, and we've seen this play out before, and it's not great for Suicune. Ideally, you would play out the one shield and hopefully get it low enough where the Giratina can farm down. So going to be shielding that up. Nice amount of lag there. Not sure if he lost any fast moves, but yeesh, you hate to see it. Going to be going for the Hydro Pump there. It does connect, which is very nice, and unfortunately not able to get an extra Snarl through. Will be able to live the Shadow Ball, and now going to be going for the Hydro Pump this time. Hopefully we'll be able to get a shield or switch. And oh, they catch onto Goon. Oh, I did not actually see that catch. Very nicely done. They have to bring in the Registeel here, as Shadow Claw Tina has no play against the Goon, and now just has to land these Focus Blasts. First one, they no shield because they have a second counter user in the back. Oh man, this battle looks brutal. This is going to be very tough. I was so excited when they no shielded, but it makes perfect sense. They have double counter users in the back, so this is going to be very difficult, and now brings in the Giratina. Now Giratina does have a better matchup for Scrafty than it does versus the Obstagoon, but still, this is going to be a very uphill battle. Going to try and land as many Dragon Claws as possible. Basically just trying to do as much damage as you can here. Shields it up, and it is the foul play. So good shield there, but man, probably going to need to catch here. They bring back in the Jellicent, and now throwing the Dragon Claw. Hopefully this will be enough to take him out. It's not quite. Switches into the SUICUNE and snipes it down. Okay, now can SUICUNE just get to a move here? SUICUNE! Oh, SUICUNE gets to the move! So against two dark types in the back, both that had counter, somehow able to find a miraculous win con. Oh, that's fantastic. Hopping into the final match here of set number 2. I really want to see this Hydro Pump land on this Galarian Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk goes for the Earthquake. It does get shielded up. Going for the Hydro Pump. Come on, please. I want to see this Stunfisk bleed. Oh, it's shielded. Oh, that's unfortunate. And now double shielding, but as you see, was looking to click on the Ice Beam. So potentially looking to bait here. Come on. If we get this shielded, maybe we can land the Hydro Pump. Okay, we get it shielded. Come on. It's a race, and unfortunately does not get to it first. Is this the Earthquake, though? It is, but Shadow SUICUNE able to survive it, and Shadow SUICUNE gets to the Hydro Pump. Now, will this be taking out the Stunfisk? And it does. So Shadow SUICUNE able to win the lead. That's awesome. And SUICUNE committed to the Hydro Pump that forces the Cresselia to throw and can safely align Cresselia with Registeel. They have Shadow Swampert, and fortunately, since he has switch advantage, he's able to align it with the Giratina. Unfortunately, Shadow Swampert is very scary endgame, but since it doesn't have shields, the opponent expended 2 shields on their bulkiest Pokemon in Galarian Stunfisk, so now when they have a Glass Cannon in the back in Shadow Swampert, it doesn't have shields and it's not able to live up to its full potential there. And almost able to farm it down. Another Earthquake, and I believe the Registeel should be able to lock on down here, and from here, the Cresselia sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. So all in all, some very fun battles, but also some very frenetic battles. Oh man, those were some stressful battles to watch. Lots of quick swaps and win cons found out of nowhere. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.